game, my litter of pigs? My time has come, and time flies in the witching hour. I am Anne de Chantraine, and I like it hot, white hot. And you are playing with fire. Mea culpa, Anne. Remember it, chant it, and never forget it. For when I demand you confess, you will reply, Mea culpa, Anne. Repent and repeat it, swine. Mea culpa, Anne. Time to sing, pigs. Everybody, confess. And again, confess. If any pig failed to reply, Mea culpa, Anne, it is banished to the black hole. A pigsty fit for all of you. Let it begin. Roll both the dice, and the sow who rolls the highest will be the first to start my witching hour and your nightmare. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess. What is your name? I imagine you have been called far worse. I can imagine calling you Toad. I would like very much to call you my Toad. Do you know what I do with toads? I crush them. Silence! Where is my Toad? Confess! Where have you been, Toad? Been bad? Been rotten to the bone, I will wager? I have an errand for you, my Toad. Give me the name of one of these pigs you think you have something in common with. Give it to me. Do you know what you have in common with that pig? I will tell you what you have in common. You can both be caught, for you are a toad, and it is a wart. Now, wart, what number have you been branded with? That is the number of turns my toad must miss for being bad. Silence! Where is my wart? Confess. The worm turns my little cyst, as do the tables, and one against another. Who would you like to turn, wart? I already have a toad. Now I have a bent for something rather special. So, who would you like to see take a turn for the worst? Give me its full name, please. Turn away, turn about, turn over, turn around, turn out, turn tail, and grow long one, rat. Tell me, rat, what number have you been branded with? That is the number of turns wart must miss for being a turncoat. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess! Roll both the dice, swine. What number did you roll? You may be rewarded or tortured in time, but only time will tell in less than 10. Any pig on my gravestone must miss a turn. Silence! My toad must now roll one dice, and if the number it rolls is yours, you are banished to the black hole. Silence! The swine branded with the highest and lowest numbers. Confess! Roll both dice. Whoever rolls the highest receives a key. Toad, confess. I have an errand for you to run. Go fetch a piece of paper and a pencil. Jump to it, Toad. Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. Silence! Toad, wart, and rat, confess! Greetings, my little minions. I want Toad to write a number between 1 and 12 down on the piece of paper. And wart and rat have one chance each to guess what it is. If one of you can guess the number, all three get a key, but fail, and wart and rat are banished to the black hole. Silence! Where's Wart? Confess! How many pigs are seated at my table? Which one would you like to see me humiliate? I want that pig to get down on all fours and grunt once for every swan at the table. If it obliges me, it will receive that many free turns. But if it's too proud, then pride comes at a price, and it must roll its number to play again. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess. Roll both dice, swine. What number did you roll? You may be rewarded or tortured in time, but only time will tell in less than 10. Silence, my litter of pigs. Those branded with even numbers will now roll one dice, and if you roll your number, you can take a key. Silence, my litter of pigs. Those branded with odd numbers will now roll the dice, and if you roll your number, you can take a key. Any pig on my gravestone must return a key, or return to the black hole. Toad, confess! I have an errand for you to run, my Toad. Roll both dice, Toad. What number do you roll? Roll them again. Give me the number. Roll the dice again, Toad. The number. Now, add all three numbers you have rolled together, and if the total equals the age of one of the pigs at my table, that swine receives a key. Any pig on a stone marked time. It is time for you to roll one dice. And if you roll your number, you can take a key. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess. How old are you? Halve it and give me the total. Halve it again. Halve it again. And again. If you have anything left, you have that many chances left to roll your number for a key. Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. Silence! The pig, branded with the highest number. Confess! And what is your number, swine? Double it and give me the total. Now roll both dice, and if you can roll a number higher than that total, you may receive a key. Silence! The swine, branded with the highest number. Confess! What month were you born in? And what is the number of that month, pig? That is the number of chances you have to roll that number and receive a key. But fail, and that is the number of turns you will miss. If you were hatched in the first month of the year, I grant you a favor. Use only one dice. Silence! Where is the rat? Confess! You would look good with a rotten apple shoved in that fat mouth of yours. I have an errand for you, my rat. Roll one dice, and whoever holds the number you roll must miss that many turns. Silence! Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. So you are all free to roll both dice together. Make haste, pigs. I never liked to be kept in waiting. Now, who rolled the highest? Confess! What number did you roll? That is how many fat chances you have to roll your number for a key using one dice. Toad! Confess! I have an errand for you, my Toad. I want you to take a key from any pig at my table and return it. And in return, you may take one of yours. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess! Pick a number between 1 and 12. Now! You may be rewarded or tortured in time, but only time will tell in less than 10. Silence! It is written for all to see. Roll both dice and wallow in your miseries. Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess! You are banished to the black hole, you stuck pig! Confess! I have an errand for you, my Toad. Roll 1 dice, and the pig branded with the number rolled must return a key? Oh, miss that many turns! Confess! How many keys do you have, Toad? That is, how many turns you must miss! Whose turn is it next? Confess! What is your first name, pig? How many letters? Now, roll both dice. Share the total with me. Now, if your first name has more letters than the number you have just rolled, you are free to take a key. But if your first name has the same or less letters, you must miss the number of turns you have just rolled. Whose turn is it next? Confess! What day is it, pig? There are 7 days in a week. What number is today's day? You have that many chances to roll that number for a key using both dice. Fail, and you can either return a key or return to the black hole. The old sow, the aging, lice-ridden old bush pig. I want to hear the old sow grunt. Confess! How many years and neither shall I. Roll one dice, old sow. Share the number with me. That's how many fat chances you have to roll your exact age using both dice for a key. Have as many turns as it takes, but if you roll a number higher than your age, you will start again and keep trying until you run out of chances. Then you have only one choice: return a key or roll your number to play again. The youngest piglet, the runt of the litter. Where is the little piglet? Confess. How old are you, piglet? Still suckling, eh? Roll one dice, piglet. What did you roll? That is the number of chances you have to roll your exact age for a key. Using one dice. Have as many turns as it takes, but if you roll a number higher than your age, you will start again. And if you run out of chances, you are banished to the black hole. Whose turn is it next? Confess! Pick a number between 1 and 12. You may be rewarded or tortured in time, but only time will tell in less than 10. Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. body on my gravestone is now banished to the black hole. Any pig on the stone marks time. It is time for you to roll one dice. And if you roll your number, you can take a key. You are ready for a grilling, pigs? Because you are about to get pasted. Any swine with 6 keys must miss that many turns. Wart and rat, confess! Roll the dice, my minions, and whoever rolls the highest receives a key. Whoever rolls the lowest loses one. And whoever rolls in between can roll again. And if it can roll its number, it can receive all its keys. Once burnt, twice shy, and any pig on the trail leading to the center must return a key and return to their gravestone. Whose turn is it next? Confess! tortured in time, but only time will tell in less than 10. A toast, swine, to the old sow and the young piglet. Confess. Toss the coin. Heads, and you receive a key. But tails, and you return one. It is written for all to see. Roll those dice and wallow in your miseries. Toad, confess. I have an errand for you. Roll one dice, and the pig branded with the number you roll wins the key. Any pigs wallowing in the black hole are set free. Silence! Whose turn is it next? Confess! If you have 2 parts of a spell, you can trade them now for all your keys. But if you haven't got a chance, because you must roll your number twice to play again. Where there is smoke, there is fire. All of you must roll an even number before any of you can play again. Silence! Toad! Toad! Confess! So, Toad, who is winning? Share the name with me, my little minnow. Who was winning? Return all your keys and cards you pig! And return to the black hole! Of pigs! Those branded with even numbers will now roll one dice. And if you roll your number, you can take a key. My litter of pigs! Those branded with odd numbers will now roll the dice. And if you roll your number, you can take a key. Any sow on a stone marked chance. I'll give you one. Roll one dice. And if you roll your number, you can take a key. Swine! Whose turn is it next? Confess! Roll both dice, pigs! And if you roll 6 or less, then the number you roll is the number of chances you have to roll your number and receive all your keys. But roll 7 or more, and that is the number of turns you must miss. Swine! All of you will now take a turn to roll both dice. And if you roll a number that is double yours, you will receive all your keys. Confess! I have an errand for you, Wart. Roll both dice. What number did you roll? That is the number the pig that's winning has to roll before it can play again. In the black hole are set free. Silence! My toad must now roll one dice, and if the number it rolls is yours, you are banished to the black hole. must now roll the dice. And if the number it rolls is yours, you must return a key. Whose turn is it next? Confess! Out of the frying pan and into the fire! If you have all your keys, return to your gravestone and start again! It is written for all to say, roll both dice and wallow in your miseries. This cooking, pigs? It smells good. How about a second helping? A last serve? Roll the dice, and whoever rolled the highest can have all their keys. Supper is almost over anyway, and I want to lick the plate clean. Just the beginning of your nightmare.
Bet you can't wait to get your teeth into Vampire.
Psst. Fancy another game?
The video board game Nightmare 2. He's coming back for more. More frightening fun. More atmosphere. More shock treatment. More thrills. Thrill me! Alan Sanders' Zombie Nightmare 2.
Have another one tonight.